Well, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the allotment. I've got a job to do today, which is put some broccoli plants in. So I was going to film that separately. I want to do an allotment update as well, but what I thought I'd do is film the broccoli plants first, and then if there's time permitting and if the weather's good, I'll do an update as well, but I'll release them as separate videos. Reason I want to get the broccoli plants in is because of the weather. It's kind of overcast, looks like it's going to rain, which is fine by me. If it rains while I'm putting them in, I'm just going to get a little bit wet. It might mean that I have to take the camera down and put it in the shed, because obviously I don't want to damage the camera by getting it wet. But I can do the update at any time, so I want to crack on really with the broccoli plants, and what I'll do is I want to do it kind of as a step by step if I can, but with a bit of general action, if that's the right word for the allotment, I don't know, in between. So they're going in here, and as you can probably see, if I kind of go and stand here, so if you look to the right is the bed as dug kind of in the winter, and then the same to the left, but what I've done is added some lime. I've added lime because brassicas like lime conditions, or alkaline conditions I should say, and also it helps prevent clubroot. So they're going to go in here, which is as per the plan, which is obviously on the shed door. I can take you back up there and show you that in a sec. I'm thinking I've got 16 plants, so it'll either be 2 rows of 8 or kind of 3 rows of, or 2 rows of 5 and 1 row of 6, but I need just to sort of work that out and decide what I'm going to end up doing. Ideally I don't want to take up too much space, but also I don't want them to be too crowded so that they don't grow, because I think what we've got up here, I didn't have quite so many broccoli plants, I think, as I've said before, but you can see these are the overwintering ones. I'll probably talk about these a bit more in the update, but we've been having a lot of meals off of these, and the purple sprouting over there is coming in now, so we're going to get quite a bit. But the spacing there is probably a bit closer than I would have liked. So what we need to do is get it right, because it's only broccoli plants now. As I think I've said before, we're going to concentrate on what we know works well, and that's broccoli. So anyway, I'm going to crack on, go and get my tools, and we'll get started. So for the first step, what I need to do is just rake over the soil. Okay, the next stage is fairly straightforward. What I've done is rake that over just to rake the lime in a bit, and also pulled out some of the weeds that were there, mostly creeping buttercup. I've also now laid out the plants just so that you can see where they are, just about, I suspect. So I've gone for 2 rows of 8. It seems about right. I need to adjust the spacing a little bit as I go along, but broadly they're in about the right place. What I wanted to do was just show you with this first one what I'm doing. This ground, I should say, is quite compact. I haven't dug it over again since the winter, and that's because brassicas like going in to fairly firm ground. It helps them establish roots better, and it also stops the plants flopping over later, so they get a good firm root base. And what you can see there is a plant and what's called a collar, and that goes round the bottom of the plant just above the soil, and helps protect the roots from root fly and various other things, and it basically stops the adults laying eggs below the surface. So that's the plan. I'll show you the first one, and as I say, then I'll just get on and do the rest. So basically what I'm going to do is just tease the roots out a little bit, not too much. They've been grown in modules, so they're quite compact. I don't want to damage the roots, but I want to just tease them away a little bit so that they can grow. These are quite moist. I've given them a drink already. So as you can see, tease the roots out, and then quite simply I'm just going to not even dig a hole, just make a couple of slits, as I say, firm down around the plant, and then the collars, these are all pre-cut. Now you don't have to buy them pre-cut. I use these because they're so cheap in the allotment shop. It's probably cheaper to do this than any other way, but basically they're pre-cut, but you prise them open and just slide them round, and that's your first plant done. For the collars you can use cardboard, roofing felt. Thin roofing felt's really good as well. Or you don't need to be circular, they can be square, can be any shape really, just as long as they cover kind of an 1.5 to 2 inch diameter around the plant. That's all you need. So that's done. I'm now going to crack on with the rest. So that's it, they're all in now. They've all got cabbage collars apart from that last one. I've thought I had 16 in my pocket, I obviously only had 15. So I'll get another one from the shed. I've got a packet of them up there. What I'm going to do now, water them in and then just get some netting over them, primarily at this time of year to protect them from the birds, pigeons in particular. They're particularly voracious and they'll come down and nobble the lot if I don't net them. Later in the season it's also there to protect them from the cabbage white butterfly, but primarily at this time of year it's the pigeons that are the bigger problem. So I'll water them in, then get some stakes in the ground, and then get the netting up. So there you go, job done. Watered, netted, and that's all we need to do today. Depending on what the weather does, I need some more water, but it was trying to rain earlier, so I was hoping we might get a drop or two later on, but if we don't, I'll have to come back tomorrow or the next day and just give them a bit of water. Need to focus on them a bit the first few days, but the good thing about this netting is I can water straight through it. I don't need to lift it off or anything, and it will also give them a bit of frost protection should we have any frosty days. We've had some potential for frost, but we haven't actually had any, so that's that. Now all we need to do is let them do their thing and grow. So if you've got any more questions, or got any questions, things that I haven't covered, why did I do something a certain way, I have to say most of the reasons I do things a certain way is just because that's the way I do them. I found it works for me on this site. It might not work for you on your site obviously, but do feel free, leave me a comment if you've got a question, and I'll try and answer them as soon as I can. But if you have been, thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care now, bye bye.